In the rapidly evolving world of modern warfare, one category of weapon is redefining the balance of power between nations: hypersonic systems. By 2026, the United States and its allies have accelerated the development and deployment of the Long-Range Hypersonic Weapon, also known as the LRHW or Dark Eagle. This cutting-edge system has been featured prominently in demonstrations, military exercises, and strategic briefings, sending a clear message about the future of long-range strike capabilities. Hypersonic weapons, by definition, travel at speeds greater than Mach 5, or 5 times the speed of sound. To put that in perspective, that's more than 3,800 miles per hour. At these speeds, hypersonic missiles can outmaneuver traditional missile defense systems, drastically reducing an adversary's ability to intercept them. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles, which follow a predictable parabolic trajectory, hypersonic glide vehicles can maneuver unpredictably in the upper atmosphere, creating a new level of uncertainty for enemy defense planners. The LRHW, nicknamed Dark Eagle, is the U.S. Army's flagship contribution to the hypersonic portfolio. Mounted on a mobile ground-based launcher, it provides the ability to strike targets at ranges exceeding 2,700 kilometers. This means that from positions in Europe, the Dark Eagle could reach deep into contested areas within minutes. From bases in the Pacific, it has the ability to cover vast stretches of ocean and land, reinforcing deterrence in regions where the speed of response is critical. One of the most striking features of Dark Eagle is its modular launcher system. Each transporter erector launcher, or telephone, is capable of carrying multiple hypersonic missiles. These launchers are designed to be mobile, allowing them to move across highways, forested regions, or pre-designated launch zones, making it extremely difficult for an adversary to detect and target them. This mobility adds another layer of survivability and unpredictability, enhancing the deterrent effect. During exercise appearances in recent years, the LRHW has been showcased not only as a technological achievement but also as an integrated element of joint military operations. In several demonstrations, the system has been paired with real-time targeting data from satellites, drones, and reconnaissance aircraft. This integration highlights how the U.S. military is adapting to the era of multi-domain operations, where space, air, sea, land, and cyberspace are interconnected to provide rapid and precise strike capabilities. In 2026, the world witnessed a series of live demonstrations of Dark Eagle during multinational exercises. These events were not simply about launching a hypersonic missile, they were about showing coordination, readiness, and the ability to project power under realistic battlefield conditions. The visual of a Dark Eagle launcher being deployed from a convoy, set up within minutes, and then simulating or executing a hypersonic launch made it clear that this is no longer a concept, it's a reality. The development of LRHW was driven by the recognition that near-peer adversaries like Russia and China have invested heavily in their own hypersonic arsenals. Russia's Avangard glide vehicle and Zircon cruise missile, along with China's DF-17, presented a direct challenge to U.S. dominance in precision strike capabilities. By fielding Dark Eagle, the United States aims to close the gap and restore strategic balance, ensuring that it can hold high-value enemy targets at risk anywhere in the world. But the hypersonic race is not just about speed. It's about precision, survivability, and integration. The LRHW has been engineered to strike within meters of its intended target, even after traveling thousands of kilometers at blistering speeds. This level of accuracy transforms it from just a fast weapon into a truly strategic tool. High-value targets like command centers, missile batteries, or naval assets can be neutralized before they have time to react. Another critical factor is survivability against modern defenses. Traditional ballistic missiles, while fast, can often be tracked by existing radar and early warning systems. Hypersonic glide vehicles, by contrast, fly lower and maneuver throughout their flight path, creating immense challenges for radar tracking. In simple terms, an adversary may not even know where the missile is headed until it is too late. For commanders planning operations, that unpredictability is invaluable. The 2026 demonstrations also highlighted the collaborative aspects of hypersonic development. The LRHW program is a joint effort between the U.S. Army and the Navy, with industry partners like Lockheed Martin and Dynetics contributing to the missile and launcher systems. This joint development ensures that the technology is adaptable for both land and sea-based platforms, broadening the range of deployment options. Imagine a hypersonic strike capability that can be launched from mobile ground units, surface ships, and submarines. That is the future the U.S. military is working toward. Of course, the deployment of systems like Dark Eagle raises strategic and political questions. Hypersonic weapons blur the line between conventional and nuclear deterrence. Although the LRHW is designed as a conventional weapon, its ability to strike quickly and decisively could escalate tensions during a crisis. Adversaries may struggle to distinguish whether a hypersonic launch is conventional or nuclear in nature, leading to risks of miscalculation. This is why hypersonic deployments are often paired with diplomatic signaling, emphasizing deterrence rather than aggression. For U.S. allies, particularly in Europe and the Indo-Pacific, the presence of Dark Eagle units brings both reassurance and responsibility. Reassurance, because these weapons enhance the collective defense posture. Responsibility, because hosting or supporting hypersonic deployments could make Allied territories potential targets for adversary countermeasures. The political and security dimensions of hypersonics are as complex as the technology itself. Looking ahead, the LRHW is just one piece of a broader hypersonic roadmap. The United States is also developing air-launched hypersonic missiles, such as the LRHW program, and exploring advances in scramjet-powered cruise missiles. Each of these efforts contributes to a layered hypersonic portfolio, ensuring that the U.S. can respond flexibly to a variety of threats. But the Dark Eagle remains the spearhead, a visible symbol of American determination to maintain a technological edge. By 2026, the presence of hypersonic weapons in exercises and operational units has already begun to reshape strategic calculations. Military planners must now consider the possibility of near-instantaneous strikes on critical assets. Defense industries are working overtime to develop counter-hypersonic technologies, from advanced radar to directed energy weapons. The race is no longer about who can build the fastest missile, but about who can adapt to a world where hypersonics are a permanent factor. The story of the LRHW, Dark Eagle, is more than just a tale of engineering brilliance. It represents the intersection of speed, precision, and strategy. It reflects the reality that in modern warfare, reaction times measured in minutes, or even seconds, can decide the outcome of conflicts. And it shows that the world has entered a new era, where hypersonic systems are no longer experimental, they are operational, deployed, and ready for action. As the United States and its allies continue to refine and expand their hypersonic capabilities, one thing is certain: the battlefield of the future will not be defined solely by tanks, aircraft, or warships. It will be defined by the ability to strike anywhere, faster than the enemy can respond. In that race, the long-range hypersonic weapon stands at the forefront, a game changer for 2026 and beyond.